Well, stop me if you've heard this one before, but the Blue Jays win, the Blue Jays win, the Blue Jays win. As we down the Boston Red Sox 2-1 and go up to a 3-0 series lead so far in Boston. Incredible stuff, and you can't say enough how impressive the Blue Jays pitching staff has been. Tanner Houck was going for the Boston Red Sox against Kevin Gausman, and in the first inning, I might as well just have this first inning pre-recorded. The only difference was we were actually able to push a run across. Bichette grounds out, Guerrero Jr. reaches on an infield single, Anthony Santander then singles to center, and Jimenez singles. So you've got bases loaded, one out. What's happened every other game? We come away with nothing. In this case, Will Wagner grounds out to second base and scores a run before Kirky flies out to center field, ending the inning. So run up the pitch count, get a run across, it's 1-0 Blue Jays. Feeling good, at least getting that goose egg out of the way early. Kevin Gausman ran into a little bit of trouble right off the start here. He goes Duran single to center. Rafael Devers strikes out. Bregman hits a sac fly to center because Duran stole second and was safe at third on a terrible throw from Kirky. Threw it out into the outfield. So yeah, he gets Casas to fly out after that, and it's now 1-1 going into the second inning. It really settles into a pitching duel at this point as... in the fourth inning it was, I think. Let me look here. Yes. Jimenez walks to lead off the inning, and Will Wagner comes up and hits into a double play. They had a hit and run on. He lines out, and then unfortunately Jimenez gets doubled off at one. So not what you want to see, but they took a chance there with a good base runner. And you know what? The way offense ended up turning out this game, it was a good risk in my opinion. Kevin Gausman is now cruising at this point. He had 10 strikeouts in this game, and I believe all 10 were on the fastball, which is kind of crazy. He had no strikeouts in the last game, so going from 0 in a game to 10 is quite astonishing. So now let's bounce forward to the sixth inning from the fourth here. And we see Bichette grounds out to second base. Vladdy Guerrero Jr. singles to left. And then Anthony Santander does the same thing. Hits an absolute rocket. I believe this one was around 110 plus miles an hour. Very well hit ball. Directly at Tristan Casas, the first baseman. He steps on first and it's a double play. Vladdy's just stood still. Didn't even have time to, flinch even. So another, hard hit ball. Unfortunate. And it was just kind of the tail of the tape this game. The pitching really carried us. Kevin Gausman went through 8 innings. Red Sox had to go into their bullpen that also looked very good, kept everybody at bay. And bottom of the ninth, Jeff Hoffman comes in, looks astonishing. It's 1-1 game. He gets Duran to ground out, gets Devers to pop out, and then Bregman to strike out, and just looked in complete control. Very impressive stuff out of Jeff Hoffman. I've loved every second of him pitching in a Blue Jays uniform so far. Weissert comes out in the 10th. Gets Kirky to foul out, Roden grounds out, and then Clement flies out. So, you start that inning with a runner on second. You're really hoping you can push at least one across to have a chance to, continue on. And, we were unable to do that. So you're going into the bottom of 10, really clenching here. Jeff Hoffman's still in the game. He comes up for a second inning because that's what elite closers do in these sorts of situations. He gets Tristan Casas to ground out, but Bregman moves up to third. So we're not feeling great at that point. A sac fly or anything gets the job done. Story then strikes out swinging, and then Abreu gets intentionally walked before Campbell is struck out swinging. So again, Hoffman just buckles down, gets the ground out, but the runner moves up to third, and then he really nails down and gets a strikeout and a strikeout on Story and Campbell to preserve the 1-1 tie and move us to the 11th inning. In the 11th, Winkowski out for Boston. Nathan Lucas grounds to the shortstop. Clement moves up to third base on the play, though. So you know what? It's not, you don't want to see an out there necessarily, but it moves the runner up, and hopefully we can do something with it. Very next batter, Bichette hits a sac fly to center. Ernie Clement scores. It is 2-1 Blue Jays in the top of 11. Guerrero Jr. grounds out to third. He got a cutter on the outside corner. He reached for it, hit a lazy ground ball at the third baseman. Not really what you want to see, but it is what it is. Nick Sandlin comes in. And Sandlin is filthy. He has tremendous swing and miss stuff. I know when you watch his windup, when you see his velocity on the radar gun and all that, you don't think much of it, but he has tremendous whiff on his pitches. His slider is dirty, his splitter is dirty, and he's just a good pitcher, especially when he's on. We've seen him a couple times be not at his sharpest, and he's got hit around a little bit, but when he's dialed in, the slider and splitter, they're unhittable at the best of times. It's just a matter of whether or not he's throwing them around the strike zone. And in this instance, he was. He comes in and gets Hamilton to strike out swinging. He gets Refsnyder to file out to the catcher. And then he gets Duran to ground out to second base, preserving the 2-1 lead and the victory for your Blue Jays. So again, coming into this series, If we had split the series, I would have been ecstatic. Now they're up 3-0 and we've already clinched a win of the series. It's fantastic. Let's go out and make it 4, all right? We'll talk to you guys later. Leave your comments below.